So, hello, we are in this lovely greenhouse prototype and we're in Oulu Dance Hack by Taikatalk. It's been so nice. And my name is Solei Järvet. I have Estonian roots, but I'm based in Copenhagen, and with here I have my lovely colleague and dance partner.
Shane. I'm a Taiwanese choreographer based in Austria, and first time in Finland, and the first day I already in love with this such a great place. Maria, yesterday I tried to cut the video we recorded in the forest, which you brought me to. And I found some very interesting material. I just wonder actually when you started to do something like dance mixed with video. Because I'm a big fan of video dance. So feed me something.
Okay, Shang. I think I started dancing when I was 4. It was ballet, and then at that time it was putting me too much into a box in that sense.
Okay.
I was always like discovering so much and interested in so many things. So at some point I was like, I want to try more things from that base. And that I did contemporary, circus, hip hop, everything, belly dance in Barcelona when we were living. And then at some point I wanted to discover how to capture it in different ways.
Okay.
So in that sense, a performance is a performance, a showing is a showing, but how can you manipulate, or how can you stop time?
Yeah.
How can you make it continuous, play with things? And then I found like, ooh, like filming and capturing in that way, it's super cool. And then I also went to film-oriented class in gymnasium. And then I also started to think more about what's the environment, where to do it. And for me, dance is really organic in nature, actually.
Okay, right now I understand. Because yesterday, you know, I think for me it was such a great chance to explore the city. It's my first time being here, and I really want to have a great impression about this Finnish trip. And you just brought me to this nowhere in such a modern city. And you remember we were trying to create our own path in the forest. I was like, oh, I even started to using my tripod to cut the grass away, even tree, woods. Yeah, it was funny actually. What experiences. Yeah, actually I found this kind of combination between video and dance. I feel the same. I could do a lot of post creation, and I could seize the moment in another way. It's not just vanish on stage only. Yeah, and I'm very engaged with different kind of visual arts. So actually I think those, because I'm very visual oriented, so when I see something I try to observe, I try to analyze the function. Even now we are in a greenhouse. Yeah, for me I was thinking, okay, how I gonna utilize this nut to create an extra space and to engage us, engage audience. And I think the difficult part for me at this moment is I surround by so many different elements, but take them away afterwards, I think is quite challenging. Do you participate sometimes? Let's just make a video as example. Do you participate like editing?
Yeah, the post-production, like you said, I think there was a time when you learn to use the programs and then you go to extremes. like you do the saturation to the maximum, then it turns yellow, and then you kind of in this way learn what's your style or aesthetic. Like you need to, I feel like as a person I need to see the extremity and then like start to like turn it down.
Tune it.
Yeah, exactly. I always use this, like tune it up and down.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful I could try it in my gymnasium time during like filming and documentaries. We did that as a group, as a class. I tried editing, filming, doing music, also sound design and everything. And I think it all brought me back to movement and something organic again. And in that sense, I'm more able to speak what I search in doing video projects. Yeah. And I also want to trust the artist who has chosen, for example, the post-editing. Yeah. But if they ask for my opinion, I'm so ready to also answer like what I think. But I think there's this, like you also said, it can be overwhelming and a lot. Like right now we're in this dance hack thing. We're doing so many amazing things together with amazing artists from different fields. And you want to be part of everything. And at the same time, you need to sometimes detach from this wanting to be involved in everything. Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes minimalistic things can make the biggest effect also. And I think we've been like trying to find the way.
It's like you just walk through the journey. You keep trying to shape your own way to get through this path. Yeah. Which is created by different artists in this program. Yeah. And I think through these technologies nowadays, it's so capable to bring those intangible elements being seen. And I think because sometimes we try to make our arts conceptual, and sometimes it's really difficult to reveal it through dance. So this is one of the reasons I love technologies, because I can do post-editing, post-production. I can reveal afterwards some of my ideas. I couldn't do it on stage. And I can create another production based on what I used to do. Yeah. It was wonderful having this skill and having opportunities to work with varied artists. Yeah.
And like you said, you've done productions, so you're a choreographer, also a dancer, a dance pedagogue, dance teaching pedagogue, And how has all this like affected you to involve the technology part in it? Because you're really in human fields in that sense. And then for a lot of people still this technology and AI is really inhuman or like disconnected. Let's say. How do you feel about this topic?
I do believe having this support is to communicate. Really, you can utilize any kind of tools, but in the end, the fundamental concept is try to engage somebody. It's not just talk about like mechanics. Even like, actually, I also came from very classical ballet background. I used to study in Bolshoi Ballet Academy in Russia, so I just give you a context, like, okay, how square or how it can be. Yeah. And then I realized dance is much more this kind of anatomical structure. And what I want is through my dancing body to communicate, to speak, to engage the space, engage the audience in that space, So doesn't matter how I utilize it, those tools, at least I always have this mentality to support the way how I do my arts when I teach. They just, those tools, those signals, just a passage, for me to transfer my information. And then actually, in country, a skill I am to manipulate those tools, I can be more capable to speak, to receive to each others.
Yeah. I think I'm still quite young in that field because I'm still finishing my dance studies, but I've still been in creative processes and also creating myself. And I also found that for me it's not important, but maybe in the end the process is the nicest thing. It's the most revealing and also kind of in a soul searching way. I feel like there I grow the most. And then what happens on the stage or what's the outcome, it's nice and it's nice to hear feedback from it. But what I want maybe my work or movement to have the biggest impact is maybe what will exist in the audience minds after. Maybe they will not see the movement or the choreography, but the feeling and the thought process. And that's the most important for me.
I guess this is probably the reason why you are so easy to immerse yourself into the surroundings. Like the working process, or yesterday when we went to the forest, I would say, you are just so... I rarely to see somebody can immediately immerse herself either in human civilization or nature. Because I think in general, I consider these are two extremes. I mean, depends on the perspective, but relatively. But I think you can just, the way how I see it is, maybe it's not because of the surroundings, it's the way how you deal with the environment, with the people, with your own body. Yeah, very easy to cope with it.
Yeah, and it's been so interesting. I feel like we connect so well. We just met. Yeah. Like I remember I arrived.
This is our third day. I would say.
Together. Yeah, and we just jumped into the same building, same sharing space. And the first evening we're already talking about big topics. Yeah. And also we have humor. Where I really connect with humor. I think that's so precious thing that we as humans can do.
Yes.
Even if we don't speak maybe the same language as some people, or we're in a different culture, then humor or laughter is something that connects. Yeah. And I think, and also, you trusting me, I just brought you to the forest and was like, there will be a chair and there will be a path, and kind of this trust, I think, is really important as working with dancers.
Exactly.
Or anyways, creative people.
Exactly. I think in the end, it's all about trust. Yeah. And then when this stage established, and we are ready to give and to receive. And actually, I think this I can consider is a pre-stage to communicate. Yeah. Yeah, but how to establish this trust. This can be also another subject to talk about. Yeah.
Because we were also talking about these human instincts that, for example, technology, you give a task and maybe you just do a code and it reacts.
Yes.
But as humans, it's not always so extreme to life and death, but when you meet new people, you still have this playground of who are you? How do you communicate? How do I need to respond to you for us to, this intelligence of reading the space? And then I think this is a good base to add technology and a lot of other information.
Yes.
When us as people or co-creators are ready to share it and respect it. And I think here I've really found this symbiosis or this co-creating. We were talking yesterday that we as dancers, movers, cannot live or create at the moment in this wide, really open space without the designers or installation designers or the sound that comes. At the same time, they get a lot of impulses from us.
Yeah. Which is actually, I think, we also trust our intuition. Especially dancers, we cultivate our dancing body since we are very little, most of us. And through the process, our intuition of engage with you, your body, for instance, is so so trustworthy.
Yeah.
I mean, my action, also your the reaction, and which it reminds one of a concept of Tai Chi Chuan, which is actually I insert a lot of movement characteristics of Tai Chi Chuan in my training, and it has a concept says harmonies, and there's a inner harmony, which is talk about how you connect your mind, your intent, and your breath, and later forth. So talk about this. Use our meeting as an example. You know, there's a sense, okay, she's a dancer and she knows how to engage with the surrounding, with her body, and so do I. And okay, there's certain of assumption based on certain of this trust of dancing. And then later I decide to approach you and try to confirm if my assumption is true or not. And later I have this energy, which is sometimes people consider breathing is part of human inner energy. Yeah, I try to approach you, I make action, and then the outcome is so pleasant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but the core is that you need to put yourself out there.
Exactly.
Like sometimes you cannot wait for maybe the other person, because I remember once a person told me, like, what's the first thing you need to do when you want to go for a coffee with someone? And it was like such an easy question, but everybody got like really tensed. And what's the right answer? What's the right answer? And the answer is you need to invite them, and you need to tell them, I also go with you, you know, and then the person will come with you to take the coffee. But if you're like gonna do like, oh, there's a coffee shop, you don't know if it was like an invitation. There's so many questions, but it's really human to be like, I'm taking coffee, would you like to come with me? And
in a way, it's like you need to do some action and to understand what's this normality or consensus in this very environment. Yeah, for sure, you know, social is always a topic for artists, and how we try to make a consensus and try to enlarge this echo chamber is always the topic, because we want to share. I think as artists, we really want to share, and to share the people who will appreciate. And it's such a wonderful and heartwarming thing. When somebody resonates the energy of your work, and I think everything's worthwhile what we have done beforehand.
And I think as artists, we chose to share. It can be that you're in like some ways, you have these periods where you're so into yourself and trying to understand and be in like quietness. I really like this. We have a composer in Estonia, Arvo Pärt, and he had this extremity of doing like really metal, really a lot of things happening. Then he went into silence and came out with the Tintinabuli style, what actually people connected more with, kind of. But this needed him to take time to come again back to the community. And I think like here as well, we have a lot of things happening, then we have these quiet periods, but it all makes sense because we enjoy our company, we're curious about
such
things.
a great nexus of this program. You can really connect different communities, as you just mentioned.
And I think we can end with this lovely idea of if we want, we can connect with all medias and all people and platforms. But yeah, this curiosity and wanting to do it.
You provide such many channels.
Yeah.